we're going to get back out to Pimlico Racecourse ahead of the Preakness coming up this Saturday afternoon. We'll check in with Joaquin Jaime. Mystik Dan, the Kentucky Derby champion, will get to see in action back on Saturday, Joaquin.
Yeah, Dubs, good afternoon once again. Yeah, we're here at the Pimlico Stakes barn, and it's very quiet right now. All the morning training has been done. But yes, as you mentioned, the Kentucky Derby winner, he is here. That is Mystik Dan. I'm not sure if you can see him. He's just over my left shoulder right here. He's been here since the early part of this week. He's already had a few gallops over the racetrack. He galloped on Monday. He galloped again on Tuesday, and then he galloped once again here at Pimlico Racecourse today on Wednesday over a sloppy sealed racetrack. But he's a horse that's won 2 of his last 3 starts, the Kentucky Derby winner here for Ken McPeek and Brian Hernandez. We all know the phenomenal ride that Brian Hernandez put on Mystik Dan on the first Saturday in May. And Hernandez, of course, will be back aboard in the Preakness Stakes here on Saturday. And Dubs, just to give you an update on the long-range forecast here, at one point just a few days ago, it looked like we might get a little bit of a break in the weather and possibly get lucky on Saturday and the rain might hold off. That does not look like it's going to be the case now coming up on Saturday. One horse in particular that is not going to be concerned about an off racetrack, that's going to be your Kentucky Derby winner right there in Mystik Dan. Because before the Kentucky Derby, one of his better performances to date was his victory in the Grade 3 Southwest Stakes when he won by 8 lengths over a muddy racetrack at Oaklawn Park. So we're going to keep our eye on the forecast, Does. But our Kentucky Derby winner, Mystik Dan, just hanging out back here at Pimlico Racecourse at the Stakes Barn.
Thank you, Joaquin. Appreciate you getting us up to speed with that news earlier there today as well, that Muth, the morning line favourite, will not go in the Preakness on Saturday. So surely, Mystik Dan, you've got to like the chances for the Kentucky Derby winner of trying to get the second jewel towards the Triple Crown. 9 runners now becomes 8 for the big race on Saturday afternoon, going off at 7:01 Eastern. And look at this. Our very best are headed out east. The team at the airport. What's the overs-unders here of how many airport beers they got stuck into? About to get our pre on. See you in Baltimore. Dave Weaver, ice cold exacta. He is the party starter of that squad.
100%. I love the hashtag airplane mode apparel. Love the comfies. You got to go all in. Get the beers going early at LAX. And look, our team's going to be covering this all week long. Big news with Muth, as you mentioned. So does that change everything, and it's just 100% now all on Mystik Dan?
Absolutely. I mean, Muth was the one to beat. Muth was the early speed, the class of this field. We saw that dominating performance in the Arkansas Derby. I mean, Baffert's still going to have imagination, will likely push forward in this race now, but I think it's wide open. And I don't know if it is all about Mystik Dan. The only time that Kenny McPeek has ran it back so quickly in a couple of weeks, it was a bit of a bounce, so it could be a bit of a knock towards the Kentucky Derby winner ahead of the big race on Saturday afternoon. So what does that mean for us? Fantastic wagering on